Hi guys, you know that moment when you're lugging your backpack that's kind of really heavy through an airport and realize, why did I pack all of this? These are 5 to 8 things that I packed while traveling that I wish I never brought. And some of the things I feel like you should bring that people don't always tell you to bring. Looking to the side for some notes so I don't forget anything. The first thing that I always regret is bringing an umbrella. I don't bring umbrellas anymore ever, or even a rain jacket. They are nice and they're good kind of like insurance products, but at the end of the day they take up a lot of space. Umbrellas can range anywhere between, this size to this size, sometimes this size, the size of a cucumber really. But then if you have a backpack, it's going to end up on the sides of it or at the bottom, and it's kind of bulky, so you can't bend it. You want a lot of bendy things when you're traveling light so that they can kind of mesh together, right? Like the more porous, flexible, the better, as opposed to like rigid. Bad example, like 500 atoms, it's going to be easier piling up into something because they can move around versus like 500 cans of corn. Just because it's cylinder, they don't necessarily mesh well together and they're bulky. Enough of that. I would say, so the first thing, rain jacket, umbrella, don't really bring that. However, I will give you a tip of what to bring that's similar in a few seconds. Another thing that I don't bring, but I don't necessarily think it's the worst, are caps. They're really nice in the summer when it's hot. I don't really wear them because my hair kind of, it's fine. It depends on where you're going. If you're going somewhere really, really hot where you need a hat for protection, then bring it. But for me, my complexion and just my jeans, I don't typically need a hat, and so I don't wear one. But if you were to bring a hat, I always recommend slinging it to the outside of your backpack for extra space, or putting it on your head. The third thing I don't really like packing, that I usually regret at the end of my trip, is an ugly shirt. I always think, okay, I'm going to this country, I'm not really going to, or rather I'm going to wear a shirt I don't really like because I don't wear it in my regular daily life, but I still keep it for some reason. And so I'm finally gonna wear it when I am abroad. And so if someone stole it or robbed me, I'd be like, here's this ugly t-shirt, I have it ready for you. That just never happens. No one is trying to rob me where I'm giving them my ugliest t-shirt or a long sleeve. And so I just say, like, bring clothes that make you feel comfortable, that you like, because when you bring clothes you don't like, you're just not gonna wear it. Especially, you're gonna be trying to look your best typically, and if you don't look your best, you're going to want to, or you should. And if you have something or you don't have something, it's best to just buy it in that country, as I've alluded to in a previous video. Similar to the ugly shirt, I also don't recommend bringing beautiful dresses. Some dresses are very expensive, very elegant, made to be worn, but just not great for light packing. If you are a fashion model or you are someone that needs to wear really elegant dresses, I wouldn't recommend packing light, or just packing one, but just overall not packing it, because at the end of the day, when I'm wearing a nice elegant dress in another country, typically I get it over there because it's their style, or somebody can lend it to you. Like, women have ample amounts of dresses if you're going somewhere that needs dresses. And so I don't necessarily recommend the dresses, just the basic layers, like a crop top or t-shirt that you really like, pants that you really like. The next thing that I don't recommend bringing is shampoo, conditioner, I would say light toiletries, like definitely if you're a female, always have a tampon or pad on you for those emergencies. But shampoo and conditioner, maybe if you have a little bit, but in reality they're kind of like the cans of corn. They're kind of bulky. They're smaller, of course, but they just don't give you that flexibility if you're packing just one backpack. I prefer typically to go and buy it while I'm abroad, unless I've done research and the little tiny cans abroad are going to be 2 or 3 times more the cost in America. I wouldn't necessarily get it or bring it from America and import, my shampoo and conditioner over there. Another asterisk, unless your hair has specific needs, you have a very unique condition where you need prescription shampoo or you need a specific shampoo for your hair to feel good or thrive, then if you have no choice, you have to bring it. But if your hair is more on the flexible side, like mine, then I would recommend using shampoo that comes with your hotel, potentially your hostel, or getting it over there. And then the last thing I would say to not bring is an extra pair of shoes. So I usually wear 1 pair of comfy sneakers with comfy socks. I also usually always recommend bringing flip-flops, especially if you're staying at a hostel, just so you can wear it indoors or in the showers if you're feeling germophobic. And that's the move. You can just slide it at the bottom of your backpack or on the side of your backpack and lay flat here or lay flat here, assuming your foot size is maybe like less than 9 feet. If your foot size is really, really big, larger than the backpack, well, I guess you're allowed to have a bigger backpack than most because your back is probably a lot wider. Last pro tip, which isn't really a tip, everyone knows, is don't try not to carry books around. Carry that like tiny Kindle or read it in your phone if possible. So I would recommend that to bring, but that's just a bonus bring. I would recommend a few things, 5 things to bring instead of the other things that I said don't bring. Number 1, people don't often bring this, or I don't hear about it much, but nail clippers are really great. I learned this from my grandmother. She doesn't travel a lot, but it's always on her keychain, just like many people have bottle openers. I don't drink, so I don't need that, but nail clippers are heavenly if you want to have clean nails, if you want to clip off that random tag of something you purchased, or just there's something like off. You can use your nail clipper. It's pretty small to remove it, and it's pretty strong and dandy, and of course you can bring it through an airport. Another thing is a good pair of shorts. If it's too short to run in the country you're in or go outside in, it is nice to sleep in it. And then the other thing is a backpack rain cover and sunglasses. The last thing is a universal adapter, but you should hang it on the outside of your bag, like here. And then you don't have to worry about it. The thing you should have for your backpack is this cover. This cover, put at the bottom of your bag, and it can cover your whole backpack when it's raining. And that's great. And to stuff it back in. Okay. But those are basically all the things. Minimalist travel doesn't mean you have to suffer. It means you have to carry things that take up less space. What's your most unnecessary packing item or most useful? Let me know.